If you want a quick answer, then Call of Duty will never die. Unless there are some major financial issues, it is virtually impossible for Call of Duty to die. I think one of Call of Duty's biggest weakness is the large disconnect between the community and the developers. Either Activision are pointing guns towards the developers' heads, or the developers just refuse to actually listen to the community, which leads to these unnecessary changes like the user interface or the perk system. And when actual decent changes arrive, it's too late. Seriously, why did it take 3 seasons to get proper skins for Ghost and Soap? Why did it take 3 seasons for you to add the intervention? It's things like that which makes Call of Duty so hard to take seriously when they purposely have little content in launch and spread around the good or at least decent content in later seasons. But what about skill-based matchmaking? Well, what about it? The removal of skill-based matchmaking isn't gonna instantly make Call of Duty better. I do agree that skill-based matchmaking is a problem, but there are other problems that Call of Duty has that isn't skill-based matchmaking. So every time I see a YouTube video complaining about skill-based matchmaking, talking about the exact same points I heard from another video, I just fall asleep. Imagine if Modern Warfare 2 released without skill-based matchmaking. I would still rate it an 8 out of 10 because it still has the same issues as Modern Warfare 2 when it came out with skill-based matchmaking. Like, Call of Duty players would trash on a game and 2 years later they would say it was like an underrated gem. The community is full of inconsistent and weird takes like waiting for XDefiant, probably giving us all we want and what you took away from us, like movement, better maps, no SBMM, and much more. The only problem he could actually point out is skill-based matchmaking. I am not saying that you should stop complaining about one specific issue you have with the game, but when you're critiquing a game and you complain about one specific issue without being able to point out other parts of the game where it's lacking, that itself is a problem. You can't only just hammer down one specific problem onto developers. If you want to truly critique a game to make it better, like Modern Warfare 2, you could also point out the fact that the UI sucks, the perk system is terrible, the gunsmith is a mess, the variety of guns is lacking, the kill streaks are weak, the absurd amount of skin bundles in the store, the terrible battle pass system which takes forever to progress through, the lack of game modes that are just now being put into the game. For a game called Modern Warfare 2, it does not have classic Modern Warfare 2 weapons. For a game called Modern Warfare 2, there's little to no Modern Warfare 2 classic maps in the game, and so on. But you could also say that developers don't listen to criticism either way, which is honestly a valid point. It is frustrating because no matter who complains and points out the issues of Call of Duty, they will not listen. No matter if you're someone like Scump or Courage, they will still refuse to remove skill-based matchmaking. Why they won't remove it is a mystery, and honestly all I could do is talk about the problems and hopefully by some miracle it will get fixed. Which is why I understand the noise around XDefiant. The entire community is tired of complaining and not being listened to. And also, XDefiant is made by Ubisoft, and you know that one video I made about Ubisoft, this is extremely smart. This is like 9 galaxy brains type of smart. They took developers that worked on COD and they made them make a COD-like game that looks pretty fun. It offers stuff that Call of Duty doesn't have, and this is probably the only time I will say it, but like, Ubisoft, you're actually making a pretty, hopefully it's a good game. I don't want to jinx it, but bravo Ubisoft, bravo.